Oh my goodness. Hey there. Welcome to the Lumière channel. Welcome to What in You Needs Healing. Um yeah, let's look into it. What in you needs healing? If this is something that you are looking to see if there's anything I giggle because that's a trick question. But if there's anything that might speak to you in a certain area of your life, here you go. If pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3 resonate with you, the timestamps will be in the description box below. If they all resonate with you, go ahead and just press play, put this bad boy on the background, and do something, right? I will see you in your reading, pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Thank you so much. Keep your light on, and good luck. Hey there, pile 2. Welcome to your reading of What in You Needs Healing. I will suggest that you watch this video through to the end. Set it on in the background while you're cooking or driving, or I don't know what you do with your life. Organizing your space, painting your nails, girl. I don't know what you do. I call everybody girl. So, however way you need to do what you gotta do, trimming your beard, I don't care. I would suggest that you do listen to this reading all the way through because it might have something that you need to hear because you did find this video, and this is not like one of those popping channels, okay, baby? This is a very you chose this, okay? So we have here for you pile 2 Princess and the 4 of Cups in the reverse. So what I'm seeing here for What in You Needs Healing is kind of interesting. Are you a bit... Look, I'm getting an air of someone spoiled. But keep listening. The message will mature. The 4 of Cups in reverse is... the more I'm looking at this feels like somebody who is blessed and highly favored. Someone who, honestly, all things considered, and this is me speaking in like your voice, all things considered, you have it good, right? All things considered, you have a pretty decent life. When you look outside your window, when you look out into the world and see what everybody else is going through, like I'm not saying you haven't gone through things. I feel like a lot of people I'm hearing screams, I've suffered. You have. Like, there are some people in this pile who have gone through their own things, but that's the thing. You have gone through the things that you've gone through. You have a certain grace about you. And I think the thing that in you needs healing is maybe that guilt. The guilt that you're okay while others aren't. That you were able to take yourself out while maybe others didn't. This 4 of Cups in reverse, I'm seeing someone who has like regrets and shame about their journey. If you don't resonate with having a good life, all things considered, and relatively good life, then this is just somebody who I'm connecting with who has guilt and shame about their past and where they've come from vis-a-vis where they are now. Like versus, not vis-a-vis, girl, versus where they are now and how maybe like you survived. And for some of you, you might actually, because there's just so much screaming in my head, you might have, for some of you, you might have some angst about people who haven't suffered as much as you have. People who have it easy And perhaps for you, and now the voice has stopped screaming, perhaps for you then, if this is who I'm connecting with, that's what needs healing in you. The acknowledgement that you've had your journey, other people have had theirs. I keep wanting to say life isn't fair, and I don't know if that's you or me saying that in this reading, but that you have survived and you are thriving and you deserve to thrive. There's just something here. Let's go deeper. Tell me more about what needs healing for pile 2. Did I call you pile 1? I did not mean to. There's something, it's this funny. This message keeps giving me, whoa. This message keeps giving me a solo person, right? Like it's about you. I keep seeing this arrow. It's about you. It's about you. But there's something about other people being involved in this, about what needs healing inside of you. I'm just picking up like there's like external stuff, but it's about you. That's just something I have to say. And as far as what needs healing inside you, clarifying this message, we have the King of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Wands in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, the Two of Wands in reverse, and the Death in the upright. That's a lot of reversals, and they're heavy. We're talking about people, sure enough, and these two people do show up. Okay, good to know. But we also have people here in terms of, I feel like there's an abandonment here. Either you're afraid of being abandoned or like you have been abandoned in your past. This is going real deep. Or you have been abandoned in your past and you're kind of looking at, there's those feelings inside of you where you're looking at these other people. And there's something here about maybe even two groups of people. The people from your past, or the people who, the people who have affected your journey in life, the people who you carry with you in your being, and the external people who you see. Because there is something here about, in the first story, because this story has gone through a lot of iterations. In the first story, there's definitely an essence here, a shared essence of someone who's been on a journey and they have certain opinions about their journey in relation to other people. So you're either somebody who's seen other people struggle and you feel like you've had life pretty relatively okay. And that's difficult. That has shame and guilt in you. And that's something that like you really need to start tending to and healing, because that might be holding you back from standing in your own glory and declaring your own story. You may not have been through what those people have been through, but that doesn't mean you haven't been through anything. But at the same time, it doesn't discount you as a person, because everybody's journey is different and life isn't fair. And that's not your fault that the cards you got dealt are the cards you got dealt versus the cards other people got dealt. And that's not their fault either. It just is what it is, and you do what you can, but also don't forget that you matter as well. And that story, bouncing off from that like main point to the other side of the story, where you've had it hard, you've had it difficult, you've had to fight for what you have. And when you look outside the world, you see people who haven't. You see people who've had it easy. You see people who have been dealt cards that you weren't dealt. Why is that like that? And there's some latent anger there. There's some animosity there. And that was what needs healing. So I'm going to try and keep it at that joint. I'm going to try and keep the message up in or distilled to the raw essence of someone is feeling some type of way about their life, the thing that needs healing in somebody is how they view their life in relation to other people's. There's that. And then there's also just the people in their life that have helped them, right? Helped them get to this point, either by being absent people and not helping them, not being there for them, or being there for them. So there's a story here. You play your part, I'm gonna play my part. I'm gonna need you to stick it where it needs to be stuck. And definitely with the death here, this is something that I feel like you're actually waking up to. I feel like there's a part of you that's going, well, the way I view this is not good. My story does matter, right? For those people who discount themselves and their own journey because they haven't been through the worst that life can give to someone. My story does matter, and I need to stop putting myself down because I haven't experienced what Jack and Jill have experienced. And the other person on the other side of this sort of like negative of that, the mirror image rather, when I say negative, I mean like, you know, when you used to develop pictures from like old school style, it had the negatives, which was like the inverse of the picture, which was so cool. That's what I mean. I don't mean positive or negative. I just mean like the inverse. So the mirror image of this person is that part of this person that says, I wasn't, you know, I was dealt this hand and I've strived to reach where I am. And this honestly could be the same person in one energy where it emphasizes differently. But I digress, baby. The death is here because I feel like you're nipping this in the bud. So this is beautiful. This will resonate with the people that it really resonates with. And if I'm talking to you, then this is the thing that in you needs healing, and you are working on it with the death here. I want to say it, but it's difficult. You're probably getting yourself to this point to start really looking at people differently and seeing and looking at yourself differently and your story, because you have come far. You may not have what other people have or have gone through, but you have what you have, and that story, there's something, but it's time to just move forward. It's time to move on from these feelings of lack or animosity or whatever, because I'm getting this, oh man, I'm getting the most insensitive message. Nobody cares. It's you, that it's your life that's going to be impacted by how you think about life. And whether you're angry about something, or whether you're feeling embarrassed or ashamed of something, the only one that's mostly going to suffer from that is you. So I mean that, and people get people get so offended, but I hope you can understand the heart with which I'm saying what I'm saying. I feel like you're sort of getting to a point where you're realizing that this isn't gonna cut it. Thinking like this, feeling like this isn't going to cut it. It matters to me, but nobody cares. People care what you've been through, of course they do, but the nobody cares that I'm speaking to is, and please break this down in the comments if you understand what I'm saying, so someone can read it and really get the gist of what I mean when I say nobody cares. Like, it's your story. You care the most. You're the one who's going to be impacted the most by what you tell yourself and how you feel about your life. So I feel like this is something in you that needs healing. How can my person heal it? Look, let's keep it moving. How can my person watching this, who's really connecting with this message, how can they heal this within themselves? How can they heal this within themselves, Spirit? It's not a bad thing, by the way. It's just, you know, this is something that Spirit would like you to heal. I feel like your life would have a better quality of life if you healed it. Gentle gardener. I love that. Being gentle with yourself. Absolutely. With death comes a sort of winter season, right? Where things get ripped out, and then Well, really, not really. Where things are desolate, but they're growing on the inside, you know, they're coming into something new. And it's almost like you get to decide what gets to be born. Like it's the seeds that you plant, the gentle gardener. What do you want to plant now? Now that you sort of realize this and you've come to terms with some of the stuff that we didn't even really fully talk about. The Knight of Pentacles, who's this person? The Page of Wands, who's this person? I'm gonna leave that. How can you go about healing these things and looking inward? Because you've got here you looking out the world, looking out at the world, but this is you looking inward, acknowledging your story, feeding your story in a way that nurtures your life, right? Not in the way that hinders your life, but in a way that nurtures your life. And you do have a choice at the bottom of the deck. You have a choice to view the world a certain way and view yourself in a certain way and view others in a certain way, and that will improve your quality of life and heal, you know, the effects that this has had on how you view life and how it limits or inhibits the opportunities that you have, or the friendships that you have, or the depth of just quality of life, baby. The gentle gardener is, it says, be your own person, be a conscious co-creator. I love that. That's what we were pretty much talking about. Thanks for coming through, Spirit. High five. The gentle gardener is visiting you at this moment in your life to remind you that your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs create the reality you experience. She is the embodiment of the energy within you that is sent out into the field of co-creation and ensures that all that you are is reflected in the world of form. Are you aware of your thoughts? What is their quality? Believe in limitless possibility and you will see miracles unfold. The gentle gardener guarantees the integrity of everything you send out into the world. Stay positive and expect a wondrous return. Your garden is abundant with beauty. I love this for you. It's not going to be easy. I can tell you that much. I'm looking at the cards here. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. I wish you everything. I would love to hear your feedback on this, definitely. I want to know what love is. I want to know what you think. If you're new and you watched through to the end, hi, welcome. I appreciate you giving a new reader a chance here with your heart, and for wanting to actually take care of your heart, to see what's going on with you and what needs healing. I hope that this served you. If you'd like to subscribe, you can. If you're already subscribed, what up, baby? You can hit the bell so you get notified when I go live, because I like to do free readings every now and then, a couple times a month actually. So I don't want you to miss your blessing and to say hi and get to know each other a bit more. I'd love to see you there. Otherwise, thank you for liking the video, especially if you like this kind of content. I appreciate, or this kind of read. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye-bye. Hey, Pile 3. Hey, Pile 3. Pile 3, buddy. What in you needs healing? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I hope my microphone has not been like scratchy this whole time. Okay, so what in you needs healing? I don't know why it has to be that high. Oh, I do know. I want to flip this, but lavender. Surround yourself with love, okay? And confidence. It comes with time and practice. I feel like you've been isolating yourself. I feel like the part of you that needs healing, I haven't even flipped this card. We'll see what it says. But just from this, there's someone I'm connecting to in this pile, whether it's the full story or not, which, by the way, I do recommend that you watch this reading all the way through, because the message will mature as we go along, and what it starts with may not click immediately, but as we move through and the story blossoms, it might be something that makes more sense to you, as something that you maybe needed to hear, and as you go through your daily life, it might begin to settle where you need it to. Subliminal stuff, not in a like weird way, but in a way that like spirit needs something to grasp onto in order to sort of at least give some awareness to that part of you. So if you can, put this on in the background while you're doing something so you can still listen to it, or just sit back, relax, and spend the next several minutes with me. Yeah, I feel like, just really quickly, I'm connecting to somebody in this pile who self-isolates on purpose. And that's what needs healing within you. There's a point where maybe you needed to self-isolate, but it's like that time has passed, and now there's something here, and I've seen this before, where we isolate, but then we tell ourselves a story about that isolation, that nobody will understand us, nobody will get us, nobody wants us around, and so then we keep isolating, but like that story isn't entirely true. Or it was true, but there are opportunities to make new friends, or have new families, or have new activities that where we can branch and expand. But there's a habit formed. There's now a clutch around this story or this belief that it's me against, the world. It's just me. It's me. Fear of even being seen, fear of being seen, fear of being known. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, confidence. It comes with time and practice. Lavender, surround yourself with love. Okay, so what in you needs healing? The Knight of Pentacles. It's funny. When I think of the Knights, I feel like I've never thought of this before, but I if you've been on this channel and we've interacted together, you've been through the lives where I'd give I offer free readings in the live, so you might want to click the subscribe and then click the bell to get notified for the readings. You can join the membership too to get extra perks when I go live and do the readings. But whenever I imagine the Knights, I do imagine that the loneliest knight would be the Knight of Pentacles. And the knight with the most amount of people around him would be the Knight of Swords. I just feel like the Knight of Swords is rolling in homies. Like, rolling in homies and company. And I do actually feel like the Knight of Swords is pretty funny. I think he's a funny guy. He's sarcastic. Maybe he rubs some people the wrong way. But at the end of the day, he's like, hey, look, it's chill vibes. And then people are like, it's just the Knight of Swords, all right. When I give these characters, like, I give these cards personalities that I didn't think I gave them, but clearly, like, we all do this with people. When I think of the Knight of Pentacles, I think he is the loneliest knight. I think the Knight of Wands, second so, but who's the other knight? The Knight of Cups? Ugh, that guy doesn't even care. He's just in his own world. He's friends with spirits and just trees, and he's a nut. Yeah, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is sort of this quiet person that goes about their business. So what in you needs healing? Let's clarify this reading. Let's add more depth to it, because I'm quite curious. It could actually be your confidence to reach out for what it is that you want. The type of relationships that you want, the type of dynamics that you want, the type of friendships, co-working relationships that you want, the type of love that you want, reaching out for it and being bold and standing in that. That's really interesting that's the thing in you that needs healing, your confidence. I feel like you have it. But you hold yourself back. You hold yourself back from flourishing. You want to do it, but you go, oh, no, that's not what, I don't think this is what you say. Some of you might say that's not what people expect from you, or it's not even that. It's not what you've told yourself to do. It's not what you expect from yourself. I'm speaking to somebody here who the part of them that needs healing so far in this story is their story about themselves to themselves. Oh, I don't get along with such and such. Oh, I don't do that in love. I don't I don't I don't. But there's a part of you inside of you that wants to do different things from what you've set the table to be, what you've set your personal standard to be. That's what I'm feeling here. I'm feeling somebody holding themselves back. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is like wants to do stand up. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles wants to do stand up, but because he knows himself as the Knight, he knows himself as the one that does the stuff. You know, he does the dun 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 dun. He doesn't do stand up. And here's the thing. I don't think it matters in a world scheme if the Knight of Pentacles is good at stand up. I'm not saying he's good at stand up. He's just stopping himself from doing stand up because that's not what the Knight of Pentacles does. The Knight of Pentacles does not do stand up. Maybe that's the Knight of Wands, but he is not even about the Knight of Wands. It's just that the Knight of Pentacles has set a standard for himself that he doesn't do stand up. That's not what the Knight of Pentacles does. The Knight of Pentacles does these things. He doesn't do those things. That's what I'm picking up for you here. The part of you that needs healing is the part of you that is stopping yourself from living, from doing the things, from being confident. Like, you talk yourself down and go, hey, we don't do that. Clarify this. What needs healing? I mean, this is reverse or rewounded. It doesn't friggin' matter. This is just options. You've closed yourself off to the options. Lord above. We don't do that. Knight of Pentacles, he doesn't, no. But he wants to. That's the part of you that I think needs healing. I love that. 8 of Swords too. Trapping yourself, right? Being trapped in the swords. Being trapped in, oh, this is us. This is what we do on a daily. Strength. This is what we do. We're the Knight of Pentacles. We don't do stand up. I'm not telling you need to do stand up verbatim. I'm just saying that I feel like what needs healing inside you, which is interesting, is it's not even giving yourself permission. I feel like this is somebody that scolds themselves to be something that ... when inside, bursting inside of them, or flourishing, or being born inside of them, or breaking through inside of them, is a part of them that wants to do something else. And maybe you do have people in your life that do say, oh, you don't do that. Why are you all of a sudden trying to be... No, you're a housewife. You can't be a hoe. Or, no, you're a hoe. You can't be a housewife. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. Sir, you're a doctor. You don't bake cakes on the weekend. Like, you don't do that. It's just, there's just some limitations. Like, I feel so, like, constricted. Like, this is just, like, the thing that I'm really picking up on, this clutches. And that's the thing inside you that needs healing, holding yourself back, that fear, that loneliness from being more. Not even being more. You can be basic, but it's like a different kind of basic. You know what I mean? Like, we wear black. That's it. That's all we wear, black. And you see his cute pink shirt and you go, oh, but we wear black. Why? Why are we holding ourselves back from wearing that pink thing that we liked? Because we don't do that. We're the Knight of Pentacles. We don't do that. We don't do that. You know, I feel like you're not allowing yourself to be seen. More of you to be seen. That's what I'll say. And that's the part of you that needs healing. The part of you that wants to be seen, and the part of you that is mothering yourself. And this isn't a read. This isn't me scolding you. This is a suggestion to look into pile 3 of yourself, where you go, okay, where do I hold myself back? Why am I not confident in these other parts of me? You don't have to be great. This isn't about being great. The Knight of Pentacles, I don't think the motherfucker cares about being great. The Knight of Pentacles, he doesn't, I don't know. I feel like the Knight of Pentacles just does his job. He shows up, does what he needs to do, and goes home. And obviously, maybe he's going to greatness, right? They say the Knight turns into the King. Okay, maybe. But the Knight, I don't feel like he cares. You know who cares? The Knight of Swords. You know who cares about being king one day? The Knight of Swords. He's about it. Okay, he's about it. The Knight of Pentacles, he's like, I'll get there when I get here. We're just doing our job, ma'am, sir. So it doesn't even have to be anything crazy about what needs healing inside you. This isn't about you writing that book or singing that song or signing up for that contract. This is just about you wearing pink when you always wear black. You know, this is about you giving yourself permission and to let go of the reins and not be so you, you know, like, and not, that's not insulting, like, just not be so you know, the person who you've dubbed yourself to be. Like, oh, we don't do that, we don't watch cartoons over here. Like, no, stop it. So anyway, you've closed yourself to the options. Literally 2 blind people cards here, bro. Come on now. Excuse my nails. Excuse my nails. I don't want you to blind yourself. I mean, look, this is what needs healing. Blinding yourself to the options around you, to the world around you that wants to be seen by you, that wants to be experienced by you, that wants to be. And from looking at this, I think you're going in that direction, which is nice. I think you're just scared of moving out of the status quo. And it's so funny. The other representative from this would be the Page of Swords. It would be the Page of Swords. This is so timid to me. I've read other descriptions of the Knight of Swords, the Page of Swords. And I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't see him as strong as people say. To me, he's so timid and shy and scared and afraid to make mistakes. And he doesn't, he's so scared. He's so vulnerable. To me, I feel like it's more so maybe the Page of Wands that turns into the Knight of Swords, not so much the Page of Swords. I feel like the Page of Swords is more likely to turn into a Knight of Cups variation. I digress. Let me let go of my court card mental dissertation here. I just feel like this is what in you needs healing. Puncturing and breaking the current heart that you have, that you identify as you, and wearing pink, you know, bursting the black heart and introducing some pink, adding color. Or if you wear color all the time, wearing some black, wearing some dark colors. You know, if you've always had, you know what I'm talking about. How this relates to practical life, this is about you maybe making friends with the people that you hate. I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, Disney Channel this. Actually, that's the worst. But I'm not trying to vilify this, but maybe your perception of, I never get along with my gardeners. Maybe that's the thing that's stopping you from getting along with your gardeners. You know what I mean? That's the part in you that needs healing. That perception. That part of you that holds yourself back. When you see your gardeners kicking it, eating some real good food over there, and you're like, oh, I have what? You know, it's just something about that. It's just something here about, oh, we don't do that. Because that's what we've always done. You know, oh, we don't make the first move in love. That's what we've always done. But you want to. I try it. What's going to happen? What's going to happen? You would have done it. And then what? You know. What's the guidance here to navigate through this space for my person here? What's the guidance here? Very curious. Ghostlands. Okay. So there's some childhood stuff here. We obviously see it with the page, but there's some child stuff here about what's safe. What's known is safe. Yeah, some past stuff. Maybe there was a time when you did deviate from the path. Wow. And things didn't go well. And you said, no. We are the Knight of Pentacles for a reason, people. We do not deviate from the path. We do not go faster. We stay in our lane. Your guidance comes in the form of 3 messengers here. We have Ghostlands, and then we have Talisman and Spirit of Place, both in the reverse. Whenever you set your sights too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map that is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It's a place that has no grounding as of yet. You can't live there yet. You can't live there, yet you can take measured steps toward a goal or dream. Because you were the Knight. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there, nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most important and powerful place to put your attention on, which is also the message of Spirit of Place. It's about nowness. Its magic reaches in every direction further than the heart and soul can see. This is difficult for you. I can see that. The thing that needs healing in you is knowing that things have changed. This could be somebody who maybe is experiencing a move, a shift in their finances, a shift in their life. Things have changed for you, and the thing that needs healing is for some of you, it's your small self is being heavily triggered. Okay, your small self is being heavily triggered and wants to stick to what's known, and that makes sense. I am not going to say it doesn't make sense, but the part you need healing because you might be going too far into the future and catastrophizing what things could be, and not looking at what things are right now. Oh, I just lost it. Oof. And wondering, oh, what kind of a person would I be if I changed? Or if I introduced something new, or if I did shift to accommodate my circumstances. You might be even having a massive career change. Did I say that already? A massive dream change. And there's something here about trying something different. Wow, yeah. No wonder the Page of Swords is here. This is, learning, starting over, not starting over, but learning. I think you've been on one path, like our Knight. You've been on one path for so long, and it's so scary to be shifting paths. And no majors came out here. So there's still some things within your control, but I'm sensing someone who feels like there's nothing they can do about their circumstances. So I'll leave that as it is. But things have changed for you. Things are changing for you. And the healing that you're experiencing, the heartache that you're experiencing is that change. Because I don't want to say you don't respond well to change, but change is scary in this instance. Starting over is scary, especially when you've been on a path for so long, and having to break that former heart, right? That former passion, that former thing that you were doing, and seeing what happens from there is terrifying. The Spirit of Place in the reverse position says, don't get entangled in details or desires that obscure the truth of your situation. Step back and ask yourself, what is the real nature of my inquiry? Even exquisitely seductive hidden agendas cannot conceal this. Trust your intuition. The Spirit of Place is whispering in your ear. You hold the power to tell the truth, first to yourself, then to the world. I love that. You can always distinguish between an essence that is true and one that is synthetic. Be honest with yourself and remain willing to let your situation be revealed for what it really is, not what you want it to be. And that's, I felt that. That's tough. An apple can't become an orange, just as a dog can never be a bird. Are you trying to change someone or something to suit your agenda? Only when you see things as they truly are will you find the real treasure. There's a lot going on here for you, and I'm praying for you. I'm wishing best of luck for you in this situation as things are changing and shifting in your world. You are who you are. You are who you are. You're still going to be you. It's just there seems to be the thing that there's definitely an invitation here to acknowledge change, and you probably already have. You've been forced to. I feel like this is after the tower or a pending tower that you've seen happen or feel is happening. But there's something here about knowing who you are and knowing that won't necessarily change just because you expose yourself to something new. Something about that. This is a huge moment for you in your life. A reversed talisman card warns that you must be aware of the repetitive patterns in your life. Sometimes the things that feel the most familiar carry with them reminders of what you don't want to experience again, yet here you are, faced with an important choice. And I think we had the... No, that's not this reading. All right. Faced with an important choice, you can move forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. Let me read that again. You can move forward cautiously, or you can look for another path that will take you in a new direction. Consider this. If you've fallen down a hole a few times, why wouldn't you walk around it this time? And this talks about authenticity. I feel like there's parts of your world that you know perhaps need to change, but you don't want to change them, or it's been difficult to change them. You're now in a position to change them, but you might be looking at old circumstances that were, helpful once upon a time. But now that you have this sort of invitation to move things around, what do you want to do? Consider this. If you've fallen down a hole a few times, wouldn't you walk around it this time? If you know where the hole lies, treasure that wisdom. Although the universe is unlimited, every individual has some limitations. Accepting that not all avenues are available to you at this time is a powerful realization. That said, you don't have to retrace your footsteps either, no matter what. You are on this path to gain greater wisdom regardless of the choice you make. I love that for you. This is the time to ask others who have been here before for advice and assistance. Their wisdom will awaken your own. So I wish you everything with this one. I really do feel like you don't have to be, I feel like you don't have to be alone in this. And we tied that right back to that loneliness here. It's almost like a chosen loneliness at this point. There might be some people out there who have help. They may not have all the answers, but they may have some idea. These cups, these swords, somebody put them there. People that might be able to assist in some ways to get you to the next step as you go on this journey. I'm so proud of you, I want to say. I don't even feel like the moment of that has arrived. It's a very weird thing to say, but I'm feeling like I'm really proud of you. I'm carrying some pride, but it feels like pre-pride. It's almost like I've gotten a glimpse of where you're going, and it's good. I keep thinking that people, or at least readers I watch, or I don't know, someone says the Knight of Pentacles always becomes the king. And in my sort of universe of the court cards, the Knight of Pentacles doesn't necessarily care. And I feel like he's so nonchalant, because maybe in his spirit he knows he'll always be the king, but he's just going on his path. He's just going on his path, trotting along, and then he becomes the king. I digress. We're going to leave this alone. I wish you everything, my friend. Keep your light on. Good luck. And I'll see you next time. Good luck on your journey. Hey, Pile 1. Pile 1, what in you needs healing? I'm going to encourage you to listen to this reading all the way through, because as the message matures and we go deeper into diverging different kinds of messages, something for you might really be percolating inside of you that Spirit may have wanted you to hear. So listen to this in the background while doing something, painting your nails, trimming your beard, I don't care. So long as you're listening to the message in some way and allowing it to play through so that it can really get into where it needs to get into within you. Okay? I really believe that. Like, sometimes we cannot do things alone, and we really do need the help of like God and Spirit to help move us through. And that's a prayer that I pray at night. I say, I don't know what to do, please just guide my steps. And it's through things like this, to me at least, I believe that the message can help sit in our subconscious and lead us to where we need to go. And all of a sudden we find ourselves being lighter and feeling less about a situation that used to feel so much, or we're better, we have more strength. That's how it happens, by God, right? By faith. So we have for you, the thing in you that needs healing is the Star and Feast. Okay, baby. She says, slow down and celebrate yourself. There's a dichotomous message here. overindulgence and hopelessness. What? I feel like you sat down. I feel like I'm connecting to somebody who, at a basic level, gave up or lost hope and lost their will, and decided to make the best of their situation and their circumstances. But, and this isn't a read or me scolding you or anything like that, it's just something to chew on and consider. In that process of trying to accept the situation as is, you let yourself go. In terms of like your will. It was one of those like, you thought you were surrendering, or I feel like I'm connected to someone who believed or were like, fine, I give up, fuck it, I'm gonna surrender. But in that surrendering, some things that didn't necessarily need to be let go were also let go. Like you let part of yourself let go. You let part of yourselves go that didn't need to go. This is a situation where someone maybe experiences heartbreak, a devastating heartbreak, and they go, I need a break. I'm just going to, just be on a break from commitment. And this goes so many ways. You can be completely isolate yourself from the sex that you desire, or you can go in, if you look at radical spectrums of this, you can just play in the field of the sex that you desire. But in that, on both extremes and any sort of path in between, there's some parts of you that you let go. And that's the part of you that needs healing. The parts of you that didn't need to be let go. The parts of you that you gave up. You threw the baby out with the bathwater. And the baby didn't need to go. There were some things that didn't need to be let go. The bathwater needed to go, right? I feel like there was a call to surrender, a call to acceptance. But there were limits to that acceptance. And it's almost like you accepted everything, including, the trash. Yeah. And that's the part of you that needs healing, sort of bringing that baby back in. Baby back in. Bringing the parts of you, the aspects of you, maybe friends, family, I don't know, your life. You fill in the blanks where you need to. Dreams, desires, goals, hobbies, foods, discipline, things that you may have said, fuck it, I'm letting everything go, I'm just accepting, I surrender. The things that didn't need to be surrendered, right? The things that were good. And I say that without a judgment. The things that were helpful, let me say. The things that just didn't need to be gone, okay? The healing in you that needs that is those parts of you that, this is heavy. This is a different tone. The things in you that you may have abandoned, reintegrating them back into you, right? Maybe valuing your own opinion again, depending on what the thing is that whatever. Valuing your opinion again, maybe, yes, surrendering, but still hoping for better. Maybe not for now, maybe accepting the now, but not necessarily forsaking the future, not forsaking a better future. For some of you, this is possibly spirit, forsaking your traditional religion or your traditional faith, your traditional way of expressing your faith, and just surrendering to you know, whatever. Clarify this. What in pile 1 needs healing? Ay. This guy stays in reverse today. Girl. Look, did you watch one of the other piles, my friend? A lot of the same energies from other piles are here. So interesting. Wow. I mean, there really is no call to cover up this beautiful star. Okay. We have all reversals from the tarot. We have the King of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Swords as well. I feel like slow down and celebrate yourself. I'm picking up on somebody that stopped doing things that they used to do. I know I've said that, but I'm really picking up on that. To me, the star is like a freak. I'm sorry. Like, when I first started reading tarot, I was just flabbergasted by the star. Of course, that was the part of my journey that I was in. It's so interesting when you ask people what card they really like, or whatever. It really is telling of what phase of life they're at least for me it is. And to me, I thought the star was such a little freak. Like, what is your issue, girl? Like, how is this happening? You know what I mean? How is this happening? Are you coming home from work, you know, taking your shower, putting your clothes on, carrying your jugs, going outside, stripping, going to the pond, and then what? Like, what is this hobby? But that was me, right? That was me leading this double secret life of being me, IRL, and then, you know, hiding that I'm a reader. So I was this star, and looking at her, judging or really just engaging with how bizarre this character was. But that was how I was connecting to myself. And it took a while for me to realize, I was like, oh my God, I am the star. Like, I am the freak. But with this, with her showing up in the reverse, it tells me she stopped doing something that she loved to do. Yes, she looks like a freak, or, you know, freak is harsh. I'm saying it very lovingly. I don't know why I don't even say the word freak, but she's just, what are you doing, girl? You know, what is your deal? What is your deal? But she stopped doing what she loved. So she stopped doing what she loved. It's not even what she loved. I feel like this was just part of her ritual. I don't know what that star was doing. I don't know. I still don't know what the star is doing. I still don't get it. But she does it religiously every day. She gets into her birthday suit and does what she does. And there's something that routinely that you used to do that you stopped doing. And that's the part of you that needs healing also. Right? We sort of got into the distilled sort of message, or previously before looking at these guys, of letting go of certain parts of you that were helpful, right? The routines that were helpful, perhaps. So that part of you needs healing. And it could be that you don't maybe need to reintegrate them back in. I don't know what your guidance is. We'll see what that says. So let me not jump the gun. Let's stick to the topic. It may not even be that. It may just be to heal that part of you and say, yeah, I have let that go. I don't know. But those are some things that you've let go. The slow down and celebrate yourself is so interesting, because I feel like you may have experienced overindulgence in other areas, which, like, duh. And it doesn't mean that they were bad. It's just you let go of some other stuff. Okay. I'm gonna turn all these in the upright, because this is a lot. Let's all remember they were in the reverse. Okay. Flanking the reading, we have the King of Pentacles. I'll turn this around for you, my friend. She's so gorgeous. I love the art in this deck. This is the before tarot. flanking this reading, we have the Page of Swords and the King of Pentacles. These two don't make sense. How? When it comes to the highest of the high, to me, the King of Pentacles, I feel like he's the king of the kings. Look. And when it comes to the babies of the babies, the lowest of the lowest, to me, that is the Page of Swords. Maybe Page of Cups, but he's in his own league. He's doing his own thing. So it almost feels like the thing that needs healing in you is something that something that got downgraded, right? And we've explained that. So I'm gonna keep it moving. Spirit, I said that. I'm ready for the next message. 6 of Swords in reverse. 7 of Pentacles in reverse. 8 of Swords. You surrendered. Hopefully trying to go to brighter waters, calmer waters. You're probably excited for this. Or scared. Because you're leaving the known. You're leaving what you've been doing. And what you've been working hard for. Only to end up sort of not where you hoped to go. As you can see with this progression of 6, 7, and 8 page. So something that you thought was going to go a certain way, you might be feeling trapped by it. At the same time, this is a surrender. But the surrender is rocky. It's been a rocky surrender. I feel like there was some joy here. I'm not gonna lie. There was some joy. There's definitely like I feel like you've been kicking it a little bit. Like she's chilling. She's chilling. But I feel like the things that you worked on, you just sort of put your hands up and said, never mind. And there was some nice relief of not having to do these things. You know? So what is it then that needs healing? The stuff that you also let go. What about them? Let's look at your guidance. How can we navigate to heal this? How do we navigate to heal this? How do we find the balance here for this person? Because this reading is tricky. This energy is tricky. If I'm connecting to the person I'm connecting to, this is tricky. And I want to see what Spirit has to say about what your guidance is in this particular instance. Very curious. Deep freeze. Okay. Because I don't believe that your surrender was wrong. I just feel like some things were let go that didn't need to be let go. I don't think it's bad necessarily to go from a king to a page. It's just someone went from doing something and then they stopped doing it. The star does this every day. She gets naked every day, goes to this pond, does this thing, and then she goes to work the next day. She does this every day. So it's not bad to stop and smell the roses. So I wonder, the thing that needs healing, if it's really reintegrating things, I will say there are some things that were let go, that were good. And perhaps the part in you that needs healing is recognizing that. For some of you, it will be some type of reintegration, okay? Some type of reintegration and cutting through and seeing, okay, did I really need to let that go? Maybe I can bring that aspect back in. Or, oh, I kind of missed that. That did give me some type of structure, and I kind of missed that a little bit. Or, really, for the other parts of you, oof, and this is tough, with deep freeze as the guidance here, it's It's to continue surrendering. We started off this reading with an overindulgence. Something that you used to do being gone. Almost like giving up on something in your world. And I feel like someone surrendered in order for things to get better. But in that surrender, some other helpful pieces, I'm not going to say vital pieces, were let go. They were also surrendered. The question posed was that necessary to let go of those things? I say no. Not the surrender itself, but some of the other aspects that came with that surrender. Your guidance here, in order to heal this thing, the thing in you that needs healing, is so cool. I need to read it to you, and then we'll get into it. Nothing you can do right now will amount to anything substantial, no matter how much you try, push, manipulate, or cajole. Life wants you to take a break. You need to do this now, lest you become exhausted and be forced to rest. What you need will be there for you when you emerge in the springtime. For now, winter has its own ideas. Wait for signs of spring. My friend. This is so interesting because clearly you answered the call. And I think the thing in you that needs healing, mad twist, is believing that your surrender was wrong. I don't feel like your surrender was wrong because there's some joy here. You're living it up, man. But I feel like you don't feel comfortable living it up. And I feel like you may not feel comfortable living it up, or not even living it up, because it's not. Surrender sometimes is not all. This looks like she having a great old time, overindulging, just chilling in other areas of her life. I feel like that's something that some of you aren't doing, right? I feel like, oh my God, how can I say this? Let me try and say this quick. This has been a long reading. Thank you for hanging in there with me. We're getting there. You surrendering, you letting go was not a bad thing. In fact, it was a good thing. The thing that needs healing, because Spirit is reinforcing that. The rockiness you might be feeling is not because you surrendered. The thing you need healing is perhaps there are some facets of what you surrendered that went along, Perhaps there was some babies in the bathwater that was thrown out. The bathwater needed to be thrown out. But there may have been some things in that didn't need to. So did you quit a job? Okay, let's use some real examples. Did you quit a job? Yeah. Maybe you're struggling now a little bit. Oh man, I shouldn't have quit that job. No, you answered the Spirit call to quit that job. But the things that maybe didn't need to be thrown away were the contacts that you made at that job. The people that you had a good time with at that job. Maybe even some of the skills that you learned at that job, right? Like parts of that thing, or parts of the things that were in there, your routine, waking up at a certain time, someone here stopped brushing their teeth. I'd have to just keep saying that. That keeps coming up in my head. I don't want to say it, but brush your teeth again, baby girl. Honey boy, I don't care. Someone stopped doing their routine. You keep the routine, keep some kind of routine. That helps you. But that doesn't mean that because your life is a bit in a disarray that quitting your job was not the right thing to do, or was not the Spirit-led thing to do. No right or wrong, the Spirit-led thing to do, right? Ending a relationship with somebody, if you feel, I don't know if I will, no, maybe getting out of that relationship or ending it was surrendering, that path was the Spirit-led thing to do. But everything else about that, right? Going to the gym, being right and tight, fucking cook, whatever else, you know, whatever periphery else comes with seeing somebody. Maybe those things didn't need to be let go. Okay, so these other things, I feel like you losing your balance, or you being lost, or you feeling heavy about this thing is what needs healing. Oh my God, we got there. Right? Feeling heavy about that is what needs healing. Feeling that you made the wrong choice is what needs healing. I don't believe you made the wrong choice with this deep freeze. You made the spirit-led choice, and spirit is leading you. The thing that needs healing is accepting that, and accepting that you should slow down and celebrate yourself for taking the move to sit down, because now you can start tending to the rest of the castle. There's a bunch of cobwebs around you, baby. You got to clean that up. The other stuff that got let go when you surrendered that thing, maybe we can pick some of those things back up. Pick back up your routine, right? Some kind of a routine. Have some kind of a routine. But that thing that you let go, the thing that needs healing, is to heal the fact that you might be crucifying yourself over letting that thing go. I'm done. I hope, let the choir say amen. I hope, if you understood that, I need you to write your own summary for someone who says, this is too confusing. I hear you. But I need you to write a summary for your fellow Pow Oneers in there and tell me how you understood this. Okay. I wish you everything. I really do. This was a puzzle. Oh, wow. I'm glad. Spirit was like, don't. I haven't given my guidance yet. Okay. But we got there. That's amazing. Keep your hope, baby. It's not time for spring, but spring will come. And you will be back out here doing your own thing in this crazy world. I wish you everything. Keep your light on and good luck.